Hey folks, another video for today. I wanted to do my 5 months update video uh, because it's technically speaking day 151. Yesterday was day 150 of hard mode, and definitely seeing even more changes as I go along. I don't know if you noticed, but I have been uploading like multiple videos per day, and that's because I've been making multiple videos per day. And that's something that in the past I really wasn't capable of. I would have one or two ideas and I wouldn't really have the motivation to like sit there and you know think out, plan out, make a vlog like that multiple times in a single day and just upload that sort of stuff. So I'm seeing a lot of creativity come back because I'm reading more, I'm um, learning more, I'm doing more with my time, and because of that, because it's not being poured into that sink of the PMO addiction. I'm finding a heck of a lot more to talk about. So that's definitely a benefit I'm seeing with NoFap. Other than that, one thing that's kind of happened, which it's kind of made me realize, as far as the nature of wet dreams and nocturnal emissions are concerned, like as you get further in NoFap, I think the stimulus or the cause does change. Obviously, I'm not hyperstimulated anymore, so I'm not having sort of like porn-related wet dreams that are just my mind regurgitating what I've seen through that day as far as porn is concerned. But I find that they're happening more when I'm extremely stressed out or anxious. It's kind of like my body's way of releasing that pressure. I had like 4 or 5 of them last week, which was really odd. But then again, it was like I had gotten back from Morocco to San Jose, the Bay Area, that sort of thing, um, and then I went from there down to Southern California, San Diego area, and now I'm back, with my folks. So obviously, like my stress levels and anxiety went up, and I was also dealing with a lot of jet lag because it was technically speaking like an 8.5 or 9 hour flight from over in Amsterdam to Seattle, and then a couple hour flight from Seattle to San Jose. But um, since I was going back in time, I think it was back in time was such that my my clock, it basically said like almost that I'd taken actually an hour to get from Amsterdam to Seattle, which obviously wasn't true, and so my body was still coping with that. So I had that sort of stress and anxiety. I had some of the sort of sadness of leaving from Marrakesh after only a week there, having not seen my girlfriend since like July of last year, and then coming back to the folks, with all the toxicity, negativity, stress, and anxiety, and all that kind of like the feeling of regressing back to how things were before I left, being treated like a manservant, being like just stressed out, anxious, and walking on eggshells around emotionally unstable people. Um, Almost feeling like I was being pulled back in time before I accomplished all these things that I've accomplished since then. Back to like when I was still a PMO addict, and having all of that sort of stuff, like it built up, and it's like it makes sense then, that I look at it, that I had 4 to 5 wet dreams last week because that was my body just trying to cope with that kind of stuff, and it hasn't happened since then because I've gotten into this sort of routine of just being able to manage the stress and anxiety by going out more, especially coming out to a park like this, making vlogs, having some sort of thing that I'm doing every day that's feeling like an accomplishment that I get done, whether it's even a single vlog or it's multiple vlogs, or I'm writing some more lines of code, getting through another tutorial. I'm planning on putting a couple more job applications in when I get home, before I even decide to go out or so, because either I land a job down here for the summer or I land a job up north, and obviously I would love to have a job up north because I'd be up north on my own and I'd be making money, and things wouldn't be so much of an issue. So um, yeah, but this is like 5 months for me, and I'm feeling more mentally, emotionally balanced, and in a sense I'm feeling more like able to defend myself against people's like verbal attacks or what have you. Um, Not really taking the abuse from people, which is something that I found like so hard to do back when I was a PMO addict. I just kind of like I got into this routine of thinking that it was okay for people to hurt me, especially women. Especially women. I felt like they had a right to do that because, oh, that's just the way things are, and you know, you're a loser, a douchebag, a creep, you know, you know, and you're the male, so therefore you're supposed to take all this abuse. You know, you're just supposed to be this rock that people can throw punches at, so to speak. And oh, it might hurt them, but it'll never hurt you. You know. And I think part of that was because I was using PMO to cope with it. I could escape from the pain and from the trauma for a bit. But you know, obviously, like with any addiction, you get to a point where the pain gets to the point where it's just like I can't do this anymore. And obviously, some folks choose to commit suicide, which obviously I don't agree with. I think that's, you know, I think that's wrong, not just in a moral sense, but in the sense that I feel bad that it's kind of like they got so run down and defeated by that. But you know, those thoughts did cross my mind at some points along there when I was an addict. But either people choose that, or they choose to do something to overcome the addiction because it's just like the pain's too much. Either they want to just, you know, off themselves, or they want to overcome the addiction so that it, you know, either way the pain ends. Somehow I was able to keep some sort of optimism such that I broke the addiction, and here I am. You know, I didn't get broken by the addiction, but yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to be starting up an exercise program soon. I know I've been talking about that on and off, but I finally made some actual actions towards that, and I will cover that in a quick video after this, just showing you what I've gotten, essentially, you know, equipment for doing the exercises I'm going to be doing, so that, you know, I'm at least mentally, emotionally moving in that direction, taking steps that, you know, initially might not seem like much, but they're at least getting the ball rolling. So anywho, 5 months hard mode, no FAP update. That's what this video is for. Thanks for watching, and hope the content helps someone out there. Really appreciate you guys taking, guys and gals, taking time out of your day to, you know, view my content. Really appreciate the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, and I'll see you folks around. Bye.